Anne Boleyn was beheaded on May 19, 1536, during the reign of King Henry VIII of England. Her execution was a pivotal event in English history and was closely connected to the tumultuous politics and personal circumstances surrounding the king. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of King Henry VIII. Their relationship began while Henry was still married to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. Henry became infatuated with Anne and was determined to marry her. He sought to have his marriage to Catherine annulled on the grounds that it was unlawful due to her previous marriage to his deceased brother. However, the Pope refused to grant the annulment, leading Henry to take drastic measures. In response to the Pope's refusal, Henry VIII decided to break away from the authority of the Roman Catholic Church and established the Church of England, with himself as its supreme head. This move, known as the English Reformation, allowed him to annul his marriage to Catherine and marry Anne Boleyn in January 1533. Despite her marriage to the king, Anne's position as queen was tenuous, and she faced opposition from various factions at court. She failed to produce a male heir quickly, which put her in a vulnerable position. Additionally, her assertive and politically active personality made her many enemies, including those who favored the conservative Catholic traditions over the emerging Protestant influence. Anne's downfall came about due to a series of unfortunate events. In 1536, she suffered several miscarriages, and Henry's attention shifted to another lady of the court, Jane Seymour. Rumors began to circulate about Anne's alleged infidelities and adultery, suggesting that she had affairs with several men, including her own brother. Charges of treason, adultery, and incest were brought against Anne Boleyn, and she was arrested on May 2, 1536. She was tried before a court of peers, which included some who held personal grudges against her family. The trial was conducted in a manner that heavily favored the prosecution, and she was found guilty on all charges. The exact truth regarding Anne's alleged infidelities and the evidence presented at her trial remains a topic of historical debate. Some historians believe that the charges were politically motivated and fabricated to remove Anne from the throne and pave the way for Henry's marriage to Jane Seymour. Nevertheless, despite protests from her and her family, Anne Boleyn was sentenced to death. King Henry commuted her sentence from burning at the stake, the traditional punishment for queens, to beheading. She was executed at the Tower of London, and her death was swift, carried out by a skilled swordsman from France. After her death, Jane Seymour became Henry VIII's third wife, and Anne Boleyn's daughter, Elizabeth, the future Queen Elizabeth I, ascended to the throne, becoming one of England's most famous monarchs. In conclusion, Anne Boleyn was beheaded due to a combination of political intrigue, personal rivalries, and the changing religious landscape during the reign of King Henry VIII. Her execution marked a significant moment in English history and had a profound impact on the country's religious and political trajectory.